Hi, welcome to my video on the product of a number and a radical, part 2. Always simplify a radical if possible. Examples, simplify each as a radical. So 5, so 8, root 8, 8 is 4 times 2, so that becomes 2 root 2. And 5 times 2 is 10, so it's 10 root 2. And again, you always simplify a radical. Root 18 is a 9 times 2, so that becomes square root of 9 is 3, root 2. When we multiply negative 7 by 3, we get a negative 21 root 2. And 12 is 4 times 3, so it's 2 times. Square root of 4 is 2, so that's a 2 root 3. 2 times 2 is 4, root 3. And 45, 4 over 3 times root 45. 45 is 9 times 5, so that's 4 over 3 times square root of 9 is 3, root 5. And that's 3 over 1. When you're multiplying fractions, you can cancel from numerator to denominator. So 3, it cancels out, and we get 4 root 5. So practice in my videos means pause the video and work out each of the answers and press play to see if you're okay. Simplify each as a radical. So 6, 12 is 4 times 3. So the square root of 4 is 2, so that's a 2 root 3. 6 times 2 is 12, root 3. Root 50 is 25 times 2. So negative 10 times square root of 25 is 5, so it's a 5 root 2. And negative 10 times 5 is negative 50 with the root 2. 27 is 9 times 3. So square root of 9 is 3 root 3. 3 sevens are 21 root 3. And 8 is 4 times 2, so that's a negative 11 times. Square root of 4 is 2, root 2. Negative 22, root 2. 63 is 9 times 7, so it's 14 over 3 times. Square root of 9 is 3, root 7. The 3 over 1, so the 3's cancel, and I get 14 root 7. 28 is 4 times 7. And so you get 7 over 10. And square root of 4 is 2, root 7. And that's 2 over 1, 7 over 10. 2 into 2 goes once, 2 into 10 goes 5. So 7 over 5, root 7. More practice. Simplify each as a radical. Some examples. We want to simplify this. We're adding, so we have the only way to add, we have to have like radicals. So these radicals, root 20, so we can't add. So we have to simplify these first. And if they become the same, then we can add them. 20 is 4 times 5, so that's a 2 root 5. Root 45 is 9 times 5. Square root of 9 is 3. Root 5. So I have both of them simplified. Now we have to obey bedmass. We have to multiply before we add. So we multiply these two. We get negative 16 times root 5 and plus 9 root 5. And because they're the same radicals, we can add. So negative 16 and 9 is a negative 7 root 5. And same here, we cannot add these unless they're like radicals. So let's see if we can simplify. 75 is 25 times 3, negative 2. And square root of 25 is 5, so it's 5 root 3. And 48 is perfect square is 16 times 3. So that gives me square root of 16 is a 4 root 3. I have both of them simplified. Now we have to multiply before we subtract, according to PEMDAS. We have no, the brackets are simplify. No exponents, so there's a negative 10 root 3, and there's a negative 20 root 3. Both of them are the same radical, so we can add, so there's a negative 30 root 3. And let's continue. The more practice you do, the better you get. It's my motto in math. Practice, simplify each as a radical. So practice means pause the video and work out the answers. When you get the answer done, press play to see if you're right. Do that for each question. So here we go. Negative 7. 24 is a 4 times 6. So that's a square root of 4 is 2, root 6. And 150 is 25 times 6, perfect square. I see a 0, so I try 25 as a perfect square. So that gives me square root of 25 is 5, root 6. So I multiply before I add. So negative 14 root 6. 4 times 5 is 20 root 6. I have like radicals. Negative 14 and 20 is 6 with a root 6. And number 2, we have to simplify each. We have a look it through. I have a double negative, so I'll make it a positive. And 44 is 4 times 11, so that's 3 over 2. And the square root of 4 is 2, so that's 2 root 11. And I have a 4 root 18 is 9 times 2, so the square root of 9 is 3 root 2. 5 over 3. 99 is 9 times 11, so that's square root of 9 is 3 root 11. And I have a plus, and that's a 10, so 98 is 49 times 2. It's even, so I divide 2, I get 49. So that's a 7 root 2. Most times, if you see 4 terms, notice I got a root 11 twice and root 2 twice, which means you're doing okay. And we got to multiply here, so 3 over 2 times 2, that's 2 over 1, the 2's cancel, and I get a 3 root 11. 4 times 3 is 12, root 2. Again, 3 over 1 times 5 over 3, 3's cancel, and I get a negative 5 root 11. And 10 times 7 is 70 root 2. I got a 3 root 11. I got a negative 5 root 11. I'm combining like terms. So I'm putting the like radicals next to each other. You could put root 2's first and then root 11's. Either or makes no difference. Notice when I moved them around, I didn't change the sign because I'm not transposing across an equal sign. So that's root 11, so that's a negative 2 root 11, like terms. And that gives me 82 root 2. Done. Number 3, I got no double negatives. So let's simplify each one first. 16. 16 is 5 over 2. The square root of 16 is 4. And root 15 can't simplify. 15 is 5 times 3, no perfect square. I could simplify this fraction here, but if we leave it alone just for a second, the square root of 100 is 10. Remember, I could reduce this to make it 2 over 5 if I want, and then do the 10, so it's your choice. And 135 is, what number goes into that? 15, so 15, 135, let's see, 15 into 135 goes 9. 9 5s are 45, yep. So that's a 9 times 15, so that's 3 root 15. Notice 135 is odd. So if I took the scene of 5, if I divided 5 into 135, because it's a 5 ending, 5 into 13 goes 2, 5 into 25 goes 5 into 13, and there's 3 left over. So I have 5 into, no, that's a 2. It gives me 30, so that's a 7. And 3 into 20, that's a 27. That gives me a 9. and I get a 3 and a 3. So I see a 9 times 15. So notice you can either go 9 times 15 or break it right down. But if you have these 3's, that's one of them, and the 3 and the 5 stay in. So let me do that a little bit better. So 135 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 5. So there's 2 3's. So I take a 3 out and the 15 stays. So either or. But notice 135 is a little bit more awkward. Now I'm going to multiply each one of these because I have to multiply before I add and subtract. 2 into 4 goes 2, so that gives me a 10. Can't simplify. 10's cancel. I get a negative 4. And plus 21 root 15. So 10 minus 4, subtract 3 root 15, plus 21 root 15. 10 minus 4 is 6, and negative 321 is a plus 18 root 15. And practice. Find the sum of all of these. Sum means, when we say sum, we mean add them together. So we got a 4 over 3 root 8, negative 5 over 4 root 90, plus 1 over 5 root 72, plus 5 over 16 root 40. So we're adding them all together. Now we have to simplify each one of these. 8 is 4 times 2, so that's a 2 root 2, minus 5 over 4, and 90 is 9 times 10, so that's a 3 root 10. 72 is 36 times 2, so I get 1/5 and 6 root 2. And 40 is a 4 times 10. So that's a 5 over 16, and square root of 4 is 2, so it's 2 root 10. I have each of the roots simplified. Now I multiply. So 4 over 3 times 2 over 1 becomes 8 over 3. 5 over 4 times 3 over 1 is a negative 5, negative 15 over 4 root 10. And 6 over 1, 6 times 1 is 6 over 5 root 2. And 2 into 8, 16 goes 8, so I get a negative positive 5 over 8 root 10. So just a little bit more on fractions, just to emphasize, because you can't keep doing like good numbers all the time like integers. Why not work with some fractions? Now I'm going to group my like terms. So 8 over 3 root 2 plus 6 over 5 root 2 minus 15 over 4 root 10 plus 5 over 8. I grouped all my like radicals together. Now since I'm adding fractions, the common denominator for 3 and 5 is 15. So that means if I put, I'm going to do this a little bit different. If I put 15 right here, what I could do is say 3 into 15 goes 5. 5 eighths are 40. And I put 15 as a denominator. So 5 into 15 goes 3. 3 sixes are 18. So I have them the same denominator because 5 and 3 got a common denominator of 15. I could have multiplied this one by 5 over 5 to get that. I could have multiplied this one by 3 over 3 to give me this. Common denominator for 4 and 8 is 8. So I'll put down an 8. 4 and 8 goes 2. 2 times 15 is 30. This one already has a denominator of 8, so I don't need to change it. That's the square root of 10. Make my zeros plain. And now I add up like radicals. So common denominator is 15. That's 40 plus 8 is 58. Root 2. Common denominator is 8. So I have a negative 30 plus 5 is a negative 25 root 10. 58 can't reduce. 58 is 2 times 29, so it can't reduce because 15 got a 3 or a 5. So this does not have a 3 or a 5. 8 is even, 25 is not even, so this is the final answer when you simplify. It's a little bit more work with fractions, but we always like to do a review. That brings us to the end of this video. And if you like my video, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell. Write a comment on my video if you wish, and visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com. And the section on me talks about my degrees in teaching experience. The section on video talks about the strategies you're going to use to help you learn your math. The content section has the topics that I'm going to have on my YouTube channel, the number of videos on those topics, and the black font is what's online right now, and the red font is what will be online in the near future. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.